Welcome to video 3. This is the complete process, from the first text you send to the moment you close the call. Watch it more than once. Read it out loud. The only way this becomes natural is repetition. Before I walk through the process, 60 seconds on the philosophy behind it all. If you have spent any time in sales, you have probably heard of the "sell me this pen" concept. It's been attributed to Zig Ziglar decades ago, although he used an ashtray, and most recently it was popularized in the movie Wolf of Wall Street. The wrong answer when asked, "Sell me this pen," is to immediately start listing the pen's features. The right answer is to ask questions first. What do you write with now? How often? What matters most to you in a pen? Then you sell based on what they told you, not what you assumed. This is the entire process. The moment you make first contact, your job is not to sell anything. Your job is to understand. The pitch comes later, and when it does, it is built entirely from what they just told you. Here is something worth knowing. A widely cited analysis of over 500,000 sales calls found that the optimal number of discovery questions per call is 11 to 14. Go below that and you are not learning enough. Go above it, especially past 20, and it stops feeling like a conversation and starts feeling like an interrogation. The best salespeople ask fewer, better questions and listen deeply to the answers. That is what we are building here. Before you send a single text or dial a single number, pull the listing and spend at least 3 minutes with it. Note the address, the days on market, the price history, and the photo count. Look at the photos. Note any visible condition issues. Look at the description for language that signals motivation. Words like motivated seller, as is, price to sell, or needs TLC. A listing with almost no photos is a signal. So is one that has been relisted after going off market. Have the agent's name and number in front of you. Know why you are calling this specific property before you reach out. You are not calling blind. You are calling because you saw something specific. That specificity changes how you come across in the first 10 seconds. The first contact is a text, not a call, not a voicemail, a text. Here is why. Research from NAR shows that 90% of agents communicate by text, and younger agents in particular reserve phone calls for urgent matters. A cold call from an unknown number often goes unanswered. A short, specific text about a property they are actively working lands differently. It is less invasive, can be read in 10 seconds, and invites a response without demanding one. More importantly, when you do call, whether they respond to your text or not, you are no longer a stranger. Your name has already appeared on their screen. That shift from cold to slightly warm is worth everything in the first 15 seconds of a call. Here is the first contact text. Hi Bill, this is Ben with Tobin LLC. I came across your listing at 123 Anywhere Way and had a couple of questions about the seller's situation. Would you have a few minutes to connect today? That is it. No pitch, no features, no "we close fast and buy as is." Just your name, your company, the address, and one question. A quick note on tools. If you prefer to keep business contacts separate from your personal phone, a Google Voice number or similar service gives you a local number to text and call from. For manual one-to-one texts to individual agents, this works fine. What you want to avoid is any kind of bulk or automated texting. Carriers now actively block unregistered business text traffic, and the consequences are significant. Keep every text personal, keep it manual, and you'll not have a problem. Usually, after the first contact text, 3 things can happen. Each one has a specific response. Path A, they respond to the text. You now have a two-way channel open. Use it to run the 2 pre-qualifying questions before you ask for the call. The purpose of these 2 questions is not to run discovery by text. Text has no pauses, no tone, no ability to follow a thread the way that a real conversation does. The purpose is to find out in 60 seconds whether a call is worth making at all. Question 1. Appreciate the response. Quick question. Is the seller open to other approaches to selling, or are they pretty set on their current terms? Wait for the answer. An agent who says they are pretty firm is telling you one thing. An agent who says they are motivated and open to options is telling you something very different. If there's a signal of flexibility, ask question 2. Got it. And is there a number that would get this done quickly, even if it's below list? If both answers give you something to work with, ask for the call. That is helpful. I think there may be something here. Is now a good time for a quick call, or is later today better? If both answers are dead ends, exit cleanly. Understood. Appreciate you taking the time. I will check back if anything changes on our end. This is not a failure. It's actually a type of success. That is 60 seconds saving you a 20-minute call that was probably never going to go anywhere. On to path B. No text response within 2 hours. Call. Do not wait longer than 2 hours. The text has done its job. Your name is on their screen. Now you follow it up while you are still fresh. The opener references the text. Hi Bill, this is Ben with Tobin LLC. I sent you a text a little while ago about your listing at 123 Anywhere Way. Do you have just a few minutes? Then move directly into the upfront contract portion of this video. Now, path C. Call goes to voicemail. Leave a voicemail similar to this. Hi Bill, this is Ben with Tobin LLC. I'm reaching out about your listing at 123 Anywhere Way. We work with properties in all conditions and have both cash and flexible term options available. I would love to connect for a few minutes. You can reach me at 123-456-789. Again, that is 123-456-78910. Thank you. Then immediately send a follow-up text. Hi Bill, just left you a voicemail about 123 Anywhere Way. Happy to answer a question or two by text if that is easier, or we can connect whenever works for you. Ben at Tobin LLC. You have now made 2 contacts in 2 formats. You are no longer cold. Once a possibility has been established, through the text exchange or through a live pickup, you move into the 5-stage phone call. If you are transitioning from a text exchange, open the call this way. Bill, thanks for texting back. Based on what you mentioned about the seller being open to other approaches, I want to ask a few more questions. You said now works. I will keep it brief. Before I dive in, let me tell you how I work. Then, into stage 1, the upfront contract. I want to be upfront. I have a few questions about the seller's situation in the property. If what we do looks like it could be a fit, I will tell you. If it is not, I will tell you that too, and we will not waste each other's time. Either way, this ends with a clear answer. Does that work for you? Wait for yes before continuing. This is very important. It removes the agent's defensiveness before discovery begins. They know what to expect. They have agreed to a fair process. They will give you more honest answers as a result. Stage 2, discovery. Discovery is the heart of this call. Most people skip it and pitch immediately. That is the single most common mistake on agent calls, and it kills deals that were there to be made. Your job in discovery is to listen. You are building a picture of the seller's situation and the property before you say a single word about what you offer. Now this is very important. You have 8 core questions. 4 about the seller, 4 about the property. That is your foundation. Each one has a listening cue beneath it. Not a scripted follow-up, but a signal that tells you where the conversation wants to go next. Follow the signal, not the list. Part A, the seller's situation. Very, very important. Question 1, motivation. I took a look at the listing before reaching out. What is the primary reason the seller is looking to sell? Be quiet, listen. First one to talk loses. In the agent's response, you want to listen for very specific terms. Things like estate sale, relocation, financial pressure, tired landlord, life event. Each one signals a different urgency level and a different structure for your offer. If the reason suggests time pressure, follow it. Ask the agent, has there been a specific timeline driving this? Question 2, openness. Is the seller open to other approaches to selling, creative terms, flexible closing dates, or are they set on a conventional sale at their current price? Once again, first one to talk loses. Listen for any signal of flexibility. It's a green light to keep going. Pretty firm tells you this deal may not work on price. Open to option tells you terms are in play. Question 3. Friction. Very important. What has the feedback been from showings? Has anything fallen through? This is probably your most important question. Write down what they say word for word. Whatever frustration they name is exactly what your pitch needs to solve. For instance, let's say a deal fell apart because of financing. Well, your pitch is cash certainty. Buyers walking away because of condition, your pitch is as is purchase. A renegotiation at the last minute, your pitch is reliability. If they described a specific frustration in detail, let them finish completely before you say anything. They are literally telling you how to sell them. And finally, question 4. What winning looks like. What would a successful offer look like for this seller right now? And not just price. Is there something about timing, terms, or certainty that matters as much to them as the number? This is the question that separates average discovery from excellent discovery. Their answer becomes the center of your pitch. If they give you something specific, a date, a clean close, a certain amount of cash at closing, that is what you lead with. Now to part B, the property. Question 5, condition. From your perspective, what is the overall condition of the property right now? Are there any major issues? Structural, foundational, mechanical, or electrical? Or does the work look primarily cosmetic? Once again, the first one to talk loses. The way to describe condition tells you as much as what they say. Exhaustion suggests a seller who has been managing a problem property for a long time. Defensiveness suggests that they may still be attached to full value. Asking about structural issues specifically signals to the agent that they are an experienced buyer. Question 6. Post-renovation value. What do you think this property could realistically sell for once it has been brought up to current market condition? Do not use the term ARV. Most agents do not know what it is. Listen for whether their expectations are realistic. An agent who thinks that distressed property is worth full retail after renovation is telling you something important about what you're dealing with. Question 7. Competitive activity. How has the activity been? Calls, showing, offers? And if there are offers, are those coming from investors, conventional buyers, or both? Once again, first one to talk loses. Here's what to listen for. 0 offers is a clear lane and should tell you something. Homeowner offers tell you the path is through terms and certainty rather than price. Homeowner buyers can pay more because they are not running investment math. Investor offers tell you what the real market is saying. And finally, question 8, price and timing. What price would the seller need to see today to get this under contract? Say it and be silent. You should know by now, first one to talk loses. Do not fill the pause. If the call has gone well, they will give you a number or a range. If they say they cannot share that, say, fair enough. Even a ballpark tells me if we are in the right conversation. When and if a price comes up, ask, how flexible is that number? Then ask, when is the seller planning to review offers? If the answer to that question is not immediately, get the review date, mark it. Everything between now and that date is aimed at having your offer in the best position when that moment arrives. Before you leave discovery, you might want to ask this. Are you working with any other buyers or investors on properties that might need some work? Listings you have or deals you know of that have not hit the market yet? This tells the agent you are not a one-deal caller. Agents who see you as a repeat buyer work with you very differently than agents who think you will disappear after this call. Before you move to the next step, permission, ask yourself one honest question. Is there actually a deal here? If the seller wants full retail, nothing is negotiable, the agent is disengaged, and nothing in the conversation suggests flexibility, don't pitch. Just exit cleanly. Bill, I really appreciate your time. Based on what you have shared, this one might not be the right fit for us right now, but I would love to stay on your radar. Can I check back if anything changes on your end? That exit preserves the relationship for the next listing, and it saves you from pitching something that was never going to close. Now, if you feel strongly that there is something to work with, move to permission. Now on to stage 4, permission. Now, what I'm about to read to you is just a basic structure. I will give you specific scenarios in just a moment. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate you walking me through all that. It sounds like the seller's main priority is what they told you, and the main challenge has been the friction they described. If you're open to it, I would love to share how we might be able to address exactly those things. Would that be okay? Wait for the yes. Do not pitch until you have it. That one step, asking before pitching, shifts the entire dynamic of the call. Now pitch, only to what they told you in discovery. Here are 4 real scenarios with specific pitch direction for each one. These are not templates to memorize. They are examples of what a tailored pitch sounds like when it is built from what the agent actually told you. Scenario 1. A deal fell through because a finance buyer could not perform. What you described, a buyer who looks solid on paper but could not close, is exactly the situation we are built for. We do not have financing contingencies. When we commit to a number, that is a number we close at. Your seller would not have to be going through another 45-day process that ends in a renegotiation or a fallout. We can structure something that closes with certainty on a timeline that works for them. Scenario 2. The property has condition issues that drove buyers away. The condition you described is not a problem for us. It is our wheelhouse. We evaluate properties exactly as they sit. No repair requests, no asking the seller to prepare anything before closing. We build the condition into how we structure our offer. That is what we do. Scenario 3. The seller needs to be done quickly. Based on what you told me about the seller's situation, speed and certainty sound like the priority. We can close on a timeline that works for them. And we do not create surprises at the last minute. If we put a number in front of your client, that is a number we intend to close at. Scenario 4. The seller is open to terms, but firm on price. If price is where your seller needs to be, there may be ways to structure this that get them to that number while giving us the flexibility we need on timing and terms. We have done seller financing arrangements and structured closes that work for both sides. It is worth a conversation about whether there is a creative path here that a conventional buyer simply could not offer. The through line across all 4 scenarios is the same. You are not listing features. You are responding directly to the specific problem the agent described. That is the sell me this pen principle applied to a real call. And now the last stage, the close. Based on everything you have shared, I would like to have our team put together an offer that addresses their main priority and works around their main concern. Would you be willing to present that offer to your seller? And add, and if you or your seller have any questions about how we have structured it, I can have one of our principals available to answer those directly. We want this to be as smooth as possible for everyone. Then close cleanly. This has been really helpful. I will take this back to our team and have something to you within the next 24 hours. What is the best email? And is this still the best number to reach you? After the call, send a brief text message regardless of how the call went. As an example, Bill, thanks for the time today. I will take everything you shared back to our team and follow up in about 24 hours. Looking forward to it. This confirms you will follow through. It also creates a written record the agent can reference. Log everything: property, agent contact, what you learned about the seller's situation, every friction point named, price discussion, offer review date, and your follow-up commitment. If it is not logged, it does not exist. Now, most deals do not close on the first conversation. The associates who succeed are the ones who follow up consistently. Day 3 to 5. Text check-in if no movement. As an example, hi Bill, just checking in on 123 Anywhere Way. Has anything changed on the seller's end? Still very interested if there's any movement. About day 14, give the agent a call. If no answer, text same day. If you happen to see a price reduction on the property, that's a significant development. Text and call the same day. Say, "Hi Bill, notice the price was updated on 123 Anywhere Way. That tells me there may be more flexibility now. Would love to connect today if you have 5 minutes." If the listing is hitting about 150 days on market and you think there might be 30 days or less before the listing expires, call and text with a follow-up to the agent to see if there might be any last-minute possibilities. If the listing passes about 180 days on market, briefly text every once in a while. 2 sentences maybe. You are not repitching, you're just staying present. Now you have reached the end of this module. But before you go, there are 3 things I want to go over with you. Remember always to text before you call, and the 2 most common skips, and why they kill your deal. First, the text sequence is the filter. It saves you from cold calls that were never going to go anywhere. But text cannot run discovery. The call is where the deal gets made. Second, keep it at 8 questions, not 20. Ask them well, listen deeply to each answer, and follow where the conversation leads. The data is clear. More questions past the optimal range hurt your conversion rate. Quality over volume. Third, the upfront contract and the qualifying out steps are the 2 things most people want to skip because they feel uncomfortable. Do not skip them. The upfront contract opens the agent up. The qualifying out steps saves you from pitching a deal that was never going to close. I did create some agent call mock conversations that I find to be very helpful for a lot of associates. If you're interested in getting a copy, please just leave a message in the comments and I'll be sure to get it to you. Thank you for sticking with me during this training module. I know it was a long one, but it has a lot of good information that you can use. Our next module will be voicemail scripts in detail and the objections you will run into on agent calls. I'll see you there.